What about overdrive pedals? What are you digging these days?
The Jetter makes a pedal with my name on it. I like that pedal a lot. Um, what else? Um, I've been using this Telos pedal, the Psionic Audio Telos, for a long time.
Yeah.
It it it's more of a tube screamery kind of mid focused overdrive. It's got a great buffer in it,
Hmm.
and so I'm really like having a buffer at the beginning and the end of my chain. I don't like buffers, any more buffers than that. Um, it has a really high quality buffer. I watched your thing on buffers, by the way,
Oh
and
yeah.
for about that night I went to bed, I was wondering, do I have a 1K buffer or whatever you said? You got
Oh
to have.
yeah. Yeah. The impedance. Yeah.
God, I hope I have the right buffer. I mean, I was fine until I saw your thing, but
How long ago did you watch that, and how long has it been haunting you?
I don't know. It hadn't been really haunting me, but so the um, after all these years, I still am learning that you need to plug the cord into the guitar,
Yeah.
and then the volume is another issue. So the uh, the Telos I use some, if I'm doing some thicker stuff down low. That's what I use that for. Is it doesn't have a lot of low end.
Yeah.
I'm I'm playing low notes and clusters, and
Yeah.
can be like totally muddy with certain other. That just doesn't articulate as well on big thick low notes. So that's the Jetter. It's hard for me to tell exactly what's going on with the in-ear monitors, but those are the two on this board.
Can you
Uh,
compare how you would use those versus the steel string sonically?
yeah, I would use the steel string like I would the EP booster, um, in a very similar fashion, in that I'm not looking to um, radically change the sound, because I'm not one of the um, super clean guys. I don't have that really, the Michael Thompson,
Yeah.
um, you know, I
No
mean,
harmonizer on your guitar?
first of all, he does it better than I could ever do it, and he's incredible. But um, I don't do that thing. I mean, my idea of cleaning up is to go to like a Strat or a Tele and then kind of not touch the amp. Um, so the steel string and the EP booster would be just like the next step up from where the amp is. Um, like if I play the amp really hard, it's going to crunch. It's already crunching. I mean, if I turn it down, it cleans up. So, having a dynamic, really interactive amp helps. But the steel string, it would be here. It
Yeah.
just, it's fatter, and it hits the front end of the amp a little more without the bottom end being flubby. Hear the difference? It's not like, it's still the same tone. It's just like I turned my guitar up, and then, on the old stereos when you had the loudness button, do you
Yeah.
remember, like
I I have one on my turntable.
a Marantz receiver has a loudness, or Sansui, they have loudness things where it's just more of everything in a good way,
Yeah.
without mudding it up. So that's how I would use that pedal. The jetter is more if I'm definitely just want to keep the bottom end but thicken it up even more.
Yeah.
And then the telos is if I want to get into tube screamer world, and it's it's tricky for me to have the amp kind of, this amp is a 30-watt amp and I have the master on 10, and so it's like the outputs, it's the out, really the all the output stages, which is to me is where the sweet stuff happens.
Yeah.
um it's it's great for me because it's still loud, and it's got enough pushback where it's the compression doesn't make it go away, but it's not like taking like a 50-watt Marshall, an old 50-watt Marshall or old 100-watt Marshall or a high watt, and then when you hit it with a really mid-rangey overdrive pedal, it doesn't fold down at all. I mean, it's just a different, you kind of have to, it's a two-way street. It's not just about different pedals work a little better in different types of amplifiers and different settings. So everybody has to find what their touch is, and what works for me is not going to work for everybody else, and vice versa. It's just an individual preference. But
Sure.
I like to have, this is my studio board, so I would rarely have less than 3 overdrives, and they're varying degrees of overdrive. And then the compressor, I'll actually add, maybe even be the first. Here's without it. It just adds a little pillowy thing to it in a good way, and it's kind of unity gain actually. It sounds a little louder, but it's not. If that makes sense, I don't know if that's possible, but I've looked at it on the meter.
Yeah.
I could use the volume control to hit the amp harder, and that would be a slight variation on these other pedals too. But especially in the studio, it depends on the guitar, the amp, the key, the song. Are you using a capo? Which producer are you working for? Which preamp? Which mic? On any given day, I'm gonna, one's gonna work better than the other, and it might be song to song. But am I talking too long about that subject? Because
No. This is good. This is good. We want all your secrets.